How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel and the video of the DYS ELF. Well, today what I'm going to do with this quadcopter is I just received it yesterday and I am very excited. I just charged up the batteries and I put the batteries in the remote control. Yep, this one comes with the remote control. It is a hobby grade micro brushless quadcopter, 83 millimeters in size, and it has on-screen display, a beeper as well, and it is ready to fly. So all I did was charge up the batteries, put the battery in the remote control. However, I did hook it up to beta flight just to check it out, and what it needed was to be calibrated. The accelerometer was off, so I just calibrated the accelerometer and checked out all of the other stuff, and everything was set. It has default beta flight configurations on there, so I'm just going to fly it just like that. So what it is today is I'm just going to unbox it, take it out of the box, straight out of the box, and just give it a little FPV flight and see how she flies. Alright, so let's check it out first. Let's go ahead and open up the box. Okay, there we go. And here we have the instruction manual, and the only thing that I really read on the instruction manual was just take a look and just look at the basic instruction, how to get going, turn on the remote control, plug in the battery and all that stuff. And the VTX channels, I changed the channels on the VTX to F1 to match my Fat Shark goggles, and that is all I did. So let's take a look. Nice packaging, nice thick foam packaging, and this is how the quadcopter comes, guys. Check it out. There's the remote control, there is the ELF itself, 5 bladed props screwed on, thank you very much. The charge plug here and the balance charger here, some extra props here, and a battery here. This one I charged up last night and it's good to go. It is a 600 milliamp 25C 2S battery, 7.4 volts. But the unique thing about this battery is there's a charge balance charge plug, but in order to hook it up to your quadcopter, it has this size plug, not a JST plug like all of my other batteries. So this will be almost as if it's a proprietary battery for me. So I just have one battery like this, so I'm going to have to spare this battery somewhat. So what I'm going to do today is just do a FPV flight on this. Alright, so here is the quadcopter. It is nice, pretty solidly made. The prop guards are pretty hard plastic, so if you whack something up, I'm thinking this thing is going to crack. There's the carbon fiber frame there, and you got everything all ready to go. There's the micro USB port to connect to your computer, and that's what I used, and I didn't touch anything. Right behind here underneath, there's a little button, as you can see, that shiny with the black button. Well, that is the VTX button, so you can change the channels and the frequency with that button. And all I did was change the frequency on this thing and the channel, and that is all I did. And I already checked out the camera. It is in focus, very wide angle though. However, I'm thinking we'll find out as soon as I take off. In the house, it seemed as if I was looking through a fisheye, but there is the quadcopter, guys. So I'm going to hook up the battery, and from the instructions, I believe this is the arm button. So all of the switches have to be in the up position here, and this button here, when you press it down, it arms the motors. And this one here is the mode button. It's set on angle, horizon, and acro. All right. This button here, if you put it in the middle, you turn on the OSD on your screen. All right. Yes, and this one here, the SWD switch, is the beeper. All right. so lost model beeper. So that is really nice. You have the on-screen display. You have functionalities on this remote control. So this is almost like a hobby grade remote control. You can hook up a monitor via this big 1/4 inch screw here. So that is really nice. So let's go for a little FPV flight. All right, so I got my Fat Shark goggles ready to go. I got everything ready to go. So we're gonna do a little FPV flight. This is gonna be my first actual flight with this quadcopter right out of the box. I did, however, a hover test inside the house, and that's how I found out the calibration was off. But excluding that, this will be the maiden flight. So let's go. But first, let's do a very quick hover test out on the field before we do the FPV test to see everything is working correctly. So turn on the remote. All the buttons are on the up position, and plug in the quadcopter. Let it configure. There you go. Nice to hear those beeps. Arm. All right. Angle mode. Yep, it's working good. Not bad, not bad. Pretty good power as well. Not bad. I don't want to waste the battery, so let's bring it in. All right. Alright guys, I was able to test out this other battery with a JST plug, and it does fit in that battery bay port there. You just gotta make sure, take note on which one is the positive and which one is the negative from the stock battery that comes with the quadcopter. Alright, so if you have extra batteries like this, 2-cell batteries, then you are able to use them. I just have it Velcro strapped to the bottom of the battery bay because it does not fit in that battery bay compartment. All right, so let's finish off telling the story of what this quadcopter does in acro mode. All right, so let's take a look. There we go. Arming the motors. Yep. See, in angle mode, I got very good controls. Right out of the box. And it flies really good. And let me switch to the horizon mode here. This is the switch. Put it in the middle and you are in horizon mode. And in it, you are able to do flips. Not a problem. Self levels. See? So that's a fun mode there. So you are able to do flips and you are able to fly around, and the quadcopter is in stabilized mode. Okay, now the controls on here in the horizon mode is just as good. Okay, very accurate, very responsive. Now let's go to acro mode, and it seems that the controls, even though I'm moving them, the quadcopter does not respond. You see that? And I have to kind of exaggerate the movements on the pitch and the roll, as you can see there. Let me see if I can do a flip. See what I mean? Kind of hard. You have to kind of exaggerate the stick movement. All right, so that's what I'm finding out about this quadcopter right out of the box. So take note of that. But it is a very nice flyer once you get used to it. It's very hard to finely control it because of the fact that the stick movements have to be moved a little bit more than what you are kind of used to. So you kind of have to get used to this control, the transmitter stick, that is. All right. Other than that, it's a very, very stable, nice flyer right out of the box. Look at that. Very stable. And hovers really good. And it flies really good. So I'm going to go ahead and fly it one more time with the goggles on. Let me go back to stability mode here. All right. Okay, so I've been using this battery right here, and all I did was strap it down to the bottom of the quadcopter via some double-sided tape right below the battery bay compartment there, and just kind of stick it on and further strap the Velcro strap on there to secure it in place. And you are able to use any one of these type of batteries that you have spares of, and they will all work with this quadcopter. So you are not just limited to the battery that comes with the quadcopter with this type of plug. It has the same distant holes as the JST plug does, so it is really nice that this quadcopter is able to fit some of the other batteries. So as I thought in the beginning that this would be the only battery that I can use with this quadcopter, but I am happy to report that you can use all of these 2S batteries with the JST plug. And as you saw in the flight as well, I've been having kind of a hard time controlling it very well with the acro mode. So fine tuning must be done in beta flight to make your flight a little bit smoother. You can control it a little bit better and such. But in angle mode and horizon mode, the DYSL flies terrific right out of the box. So when you get this quadcopter right out of the box, you can have a lot of fun in angle mode and horizon mode, and somewhat fly it in acro mode, but it is advisable to do a little tweaking in beta flight to fly in acro mode. All right, so that is my initial maiden flight and review of the DYS ELF brushless 83mm quadcopter racer.